The first date in English history is 55 BC, in which year Julius Caesar, the memorable Roman emperor, landed, like all other successful invaders of these islands, at Thanet. This was in the olden days, when the Romans were top nation on account of their classical education, etc. Julius Caesar advanced very energetically, throwing his cavalry several thousands of paces over the river Flumen. But the ancient Britons, though all well over military age, painted themselves true blue or woad and fought as heroically under their dashing queen Wodicea as they did later in thin red lines under their good queen Victoria. Julius Caesar was therefore compelled to invade Britain again the following year, 54 BC, not 56, owing to the peculiar Roman method of counting. And having defeated the ancient Britons by unfair means, such as battering rams, tortoises, hippocausts, centipedes, axes and bundles, set the memorable Latin sentence, Veni Vidi Vici, which the Romans, who were all very well educated, construed correctly. The Britons, however, who of course still used the old pronunciation, understanding him to have called them Weenie, Weedy and Weeky. Hello again everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now that passage came from 1066 and all that, and it perfectly captures the way history, humour and imagination have combined to give Julius Caesar the ultimate three-word summation of his British campaigns. Veni Vidi Vici, or Veni Vidi Vici, depending on who you ask. But did he really say Veni Vidi Vici in relation to Britain? Well, let's find out together as we explore the phrase, I came, I saw, I conquered. Here's the historical truth. Caesar never said those words about Britain. The phrase actually originates from a completely different theatre of war, the Battle of Zela in Asia Minor in 47 BC. According to Plutarch, Caesar wrote Veni Vidi Vici to his friend Amantius in Rome immediately after his swift victory over Pharnaces II of Pontus. Suetonius confirms that the same three words were displayed during his triumph in Rome, marking the speed and decisiveness of that particular campaign. So why do so many people think that Veni Vidi Vici applies to Britain? Well, it's partly down to storytelling. Britain is dramatic, remote, strange, and full of colourful warriors. Caesar is bold, daring, and the first Roman general to set foot on its shores. Combine those elements and you get a perfect three-word narrative, reinforced by centuries of literature, parody, and humour. 1066 and all that is just one example of this enduring myth. The reality of Caesar's campaigns was far more measured. In 55 BC he crossed the Channel with 2 legions, and the landing was exploratory, intended to intimidate, gather intelligence, and make Caesar look impressive. The weather was poor, the tides treacherous, and the Britons were ready and alert. Caesar demonstrated Roman discipline and tactical skill, but he quickly returned back to Gaul. In 54 BC, Caesar returned with 5 legions. This time he fought against the Britons under Cassivellaunus and even crossed the Thames. Caesar's forces captured fortified settlements, some tribes were forced to submit, and he took some hostages. These were tactical victories, significant and hard won, but they were incremental. Britain was only partially subdued, and Caesar left the island after a couple of months, having achieved a temporary submission rather than full conquest. Even in these campaigns, the victories were meaningful and demonstrated Roman military superiority. However, they were not the rapid, total and decisive kind of triumph that the phrase Veni Vidi Vici celebrates. The phrase was designed for a battlefield like Zela, where victory came swiftly, completely and unambiguously. The Battle of Zela in 47 BC is the perfect context for Caesar's famous phrase. Pharnaces II of Pontus had defeated a Roman army at Nicopolis and committed atrocities against prisoners. He fortified a strong position on high ground near Zela. Caesar moved rapidly, organised his troops, and within hours routed the enemy, captured the camp, and forced Pharnaces to flee. The victory was swift and total, and Plutarch reports that Caesar immediately wrote Veni Vidi Vici to Amantius in Rome. Suetonius adds that the phrase was displayed in the triumph, immortalising the moment in Roman memory. The contrast is important. Veni Vidi Vici celebrates a rapid, decisive triumph at Zela. Caesar's campaigns in Britain involved tactical victories, partial submission of tribes, and the taking of hostages, but no single overwhelming conquest. The popular imagination prefers neat, dramatic narratives, but the history is more complex. The first landing in Britain was significant, but it was the beginning of engagement, not the end of conquest. So what is a better quote from Caesar about Britain? Well, after doing a lot of searching through his commentaries and doing a lot of umming and ahhing, I have settled on what I think is the best phrase. It may not be as short and concise as Veni Vidi Vici, but I think it sums up the importance of Caesar's invasions of Britain. It comes from a wider sentence, where Caesar is explaining arriving off the coast of Britain. Cum primis navibus Britanniam attigit. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering the Latin there, but it roughly translates to when the first ships reached Britain. And I think this phrase nicely marks the arrival of Caesar in Britain over 2,000 years ago, and along with that, the first arrival of the Roman legions. Caesar never claimed to say came, saw and conquered in relation to Britain. He arrived, fought battles and forced temporary submission. That landing marked the start of Roman engagement on these islands, paving the way for later campaigns and the eventual conquest under Claudius. The myth of Veni Vidi Vici is memorable, entertaining and widely repeated, but the historical reality, cautious and incremental though it may be, is just as fascinating. And if you want a real Caesar quote about Britain, remember, cum primis navibus Britanniam attigit. But thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, it helps immensely, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.